Minnesota's economy has been very weak under Tim Walz. One of the worst in the nation. These are the top reasons as to why Tim Walz failed in Minnesota as a governor. As far as the economy is concerned, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has been selected as Democratic nominee Kamala Harris's choice for vice president. First elected in 2018, Walz is currently serving his second term as governor of Minnesota. While the specifics of the economic platform he shares with Harris have not yet been fully disclosed, Walz's record indicates a tendency towards high spending and increased taxation. Recently, Minnesota has experienced a relatively weak economic performance under his leadership. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics released in May shows that average weekly wages in Minnesota increased by 3.1% in 2023, ranking the state 36th out of 50. Additionally, Minnesota's GDP decreased by 0.8% on an annualized basis from the end of 2023 to the beginning of 2024, while the national GDP grew by 1.4% during the same period. Employment growth in Minnesota has also been sluggish. From June 2023 to June 2024, non-farm employment grew by just 0.7%, placing the state 42nd in the nation. Minnesota has seen a net outflow of residents in recent years. According to newly released IRS data analyzed by Chris Edwards of the Cato Institute, in 2022, only 0.86 households moved into Minnesota for every household that departed, resulting in a loss of 8,221 households. The trend is even more pronounced among high-income residents earning over $200,000 annually. In this group, only 0.64 households relocated to Minnesota for each one that left, placing the state 46th out of 50 for migration rates. Only Massachusetts, New York, California, and Illinois had worse migration ratios. In recent years, Minnesota has experienced stalled population growth and a sluggish economy compared to most other states. While Governor Walz cannot be solely blamed for these outcomes, his endorsement of higher taxes and increased government spending has not alleviated the situation. Research indicates that high tax rates can hinder economic growth and drive both workers and businesses to seek opportunities in states with lower taxes. He is known for his significant spending. Data from the Urban Institute reveals that Minnesota's total state expenditure surged from $41 billion in fiscal year 2019 to $58 billion in fiscal year 2023, marking a 40% increase. The state's latest $72 billion budget introduces several new measures to fund additional government spending, including a higher sales tax in the Twin Cities metro area, a 50-cent fee on non-food deliveries over $100, and increased fees for driver's licenses and vehicle registrations. These funds are allocated for various initiatives, such as tuition assistance at public colleges and subsidized paid family leave. Walz's budget also included one-time tax rebates and an expanded child tax credit. Although these measures are promoted as tax cuts, they lack the kind of structural reforms that would incentivize work and investment, and thereby strengthen the economy. It is unfortunate that Governor Walz has not pursued more meaningful tax reform, as Minnesota could greatly benefit from it. The state has one of the least favorable business tax climates in the nation, ranking 44th on the Tax Foundation's State Business Tax Climate Index. Additionally, Minnesota fares poorly on the tax component of the Economic Freedom of North America Index, where it ranks 43rd. It also holds the 43rd spot overall. Clearly, Minnesota's current tax policies do not support work, innovation, or entrepreneurship. If Governor Walz's tenure as governor is any indication, we can anticipate that as vice president, he will likely push for increased taxes and expanded government spending. This would be problematic, as higher taxes on investment and work could further slow economic growth, and federal spending is already on an unsustainable trajectory. The Congressional Budget Office projects that federal debt will reach 122% of GDP by 2034 and 166% of GDP by 2054. While there is a possibility that Governor Walz could defy expectations and advocate for pro-growth tax policies and responsible government spending in the coming months, relying on this outcome may be risky for those concerned about a strong economy.